Hello and welcome to URM's webinar, How to Conduct Business Impact Analysis. My name's Lisa Dargan, I'm a director at URM and I'm delighted to have with me Phil. Phil. Hello Phil.
Hi Lisa, nice to meet you.
Good to have you here with us. Today's agenda, we're going to cover what is business continuity. I think it's really important that we're all on the same page. Then we're going to cover what is a business impact analysis. It's important to understand that. Why conduct, and rather than keep calling it a business impact analysis, I'm going to call it a BIA. Why conduct a BIA, where you start, actually how you do it, and that's the key part of today's webinar. Some key things to consider, next steps once you've done it, and then we'll run through how URM can support you. Now, what's really important is there is a question bar or question facility. I think it's probably a better expression. So any questions you do have, please do put them into the question bar and we will answer those if we can as we go along, but if not, we've got time at the end to make sure we do take any questions. So please raise any questions. So let me first start with introductions. For those of you that aren't familiar with URM, we've got 15, actually nearly 20 years now experience of providing consultancy, auditing and training services, specifically focused around business continuity, the business continuity standard, the BCI best practice and other areas. And we also developed some BIA and risk management software to support business continuity activities. We have wider skills in data protection and information security, but for the purposes of today, we'll be very focused on BIAs. We've assisted a wide range of organisations in terms of sizes, sectors, locations to certify to the international standard for business continuity management, ISO 22301. And I think the key thing about us, and you'll hear this from Phil in a minute, is we have a very passionate team of people who've worked both sides of the fence. So in organisations as business continuity managers, as well as consultants, and we've got some ex-assessors on the team as well. In terms of Phil's been involved with business continuity since 2010.
Yeah.
13 years, so 13 years of experience. As well as being a senior consultant, Phil is a qualified BCS course trainer, has delivered a number of the practitioner certificate in business continuity management, as well as having that himself. And Phil is a real pragmatist in terms of, you know, let's look at what we need to do, make it appropriate, make it pragmatic, which is very much URM's watchwords.
Thank you, Lisa. Very passionate.
No, you're welcome. So, Phil, let's just start and make sure we're all on the same page in terms of, so I guess the background to this is really coming from, are you confident that if your organisation was hit by a disruptive incident or event tomorrow, that your business continuity arrangements are robust and effective? That's kind of really where this all comes from.
It is, isn't it? I'm assuming that, yeah, the sort of people that are listening to this right now, that's what they're interested in. If they're in the position where they're not, they want to know how they can improve, or they want to be assured that that's what's in place. And if they're feeling like they're not, then the way to go forward is explore how you can align with best practice. You want to do what good looks like. So you know, we're going to cover off some of the ways in which you can do that, and a key element of being able to affirm that yourself, or affirm that up to senior management, etc. in your business. Okay,
so before we start, can we just focus a little bit and address the COVID question? So the one thing that I hear on a very regular basis from a number of organisations is, we survived COVID, we know what we need to do if something happens. Why do we need need to go through this formal BIA process? Why do we need robust plans? We survived. What would you say to that?
I think it's a fair comment, and it's to be admired that if you manage to work your way through what was obviously a traumatic and tough time for all of us, then you know that mustn't be overlooked. But at the same time, from what I hear, an awful lot of organisations were maybe struggled, or were flying a little bit by the seat of their pants. You know, they were winging it. They didn't have what I would call is a robust approach to how to deal with the sorts of things that, you know, we were all being thrown at. So what this is about is, you know, whether or not you dealt with it and you think there's room for improvement, or whether or not you really struggled actually through that period and you want to come out of that and say, well, look, what can we do to be better the next time something like this happens? That's what this is about. It's about putting in those lessons learned, or putting in that good, robust infrastructure, and feeling like, yeah, you're going to be a lot more confident the next time you have to deal with something like this.
And I guess it's also, I suppose, fair to say, one, we were all in it together, so everybody was experiencing the same thing. So probably gave, we all gave each other, our suppliers, our clients, we probably gave each other a little bit more flex. And it wasn't like we'd all lost IT or we'd all lost a site. It was more working from home and people related.
Martin Lewis became obviously quite a symbol during the pandemic, and one of the words he used and coined quite a lot was forbearance. And I think when we were all going through the same thing, an awful lot of people would have given everybody else forbearance. They gave you that